What is going on, everybody? I am back today to talk about the most anticipated movie of the year. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the most anticipated movie of the year, but it is a movie that I saw with my family. And sometimes I just go watch movies. I have an AMC Stubs membership, and I'll go watch pretty much anything unless it's something that looks truly, truly abysmal, and try to give things a chance. And this is a new animated film from the DreamWorks company. And DreamWorks is not the most reputable animation studio, but they have made some really quality films. I enjoy the Shrek franchise. I really enjoyed How to Train Your Dragon, and even a couple of the Kung Fu Panda movies aren't too bad. But like lately, most of the things that they've released have not interested me by any means. And I saw the trailer to this movie, and I did not think that it looked spectacular by any means, but I went in with an open mind, hoping that I would enjoy this one. And the movie I'm going to be discussing today is Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken is directed by Kirk DeMicco. A shy teenager discovers that she's a part of a legendary royal lineage of mythical sea krakens, and that her destiny in the depths of the oceans is bigger than she ever dreamed. So as I said, not very high expectations for this movie. Didn't think the animation looked anything spectacular. Didn't think the trailer looked very good in the times that I saw it, and it wasn't very good. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It has some enjoyable moments, but the big problem with this movie is it's very lazy. You have this interesting enough premise that if handled by the right creator, the right writer or director, could be something really interesting. But this is another formulaic, by-the-numbers rehashing of stories that we've already seen, i.e. The Little Mermaid, which I think is pretty funny that this movie came out the same year as the live-action Little Mermaid remake, which is kind of wild to me, but I'll get into it a little more in the review. So at the beginning of the film, we're introduced to Ruby Kraken and her family, her mom and her dad and her brother. They live in this house on land. They're told not to go into the ocean, and they live relatively normal lives. Her dad works on these little miniatures, and he's like an internet celebrity. Her mom is a realtor, and she's one of the most successful realtors in the area. And her brother's just a dorky little kid, and she goes to school. She has this tight-knit friend group, and they all want her to go to prom with her. And she says, I can't go to prom because it's on a boat in the ocean. They talk about how throughout their years of friendship that they haven't been able to do anything by the water. And through this certain set of circumstances, Ruby ends up falling into the water and turning into a giant kraken monster. And she knows that she's not normal. She knows that she's not a human being, but she turns into this giant kraken monster and realizes that she is a member of a lineage of all of these kraken monsters, and that she is next in line to rule this kingdom. And it's all about the internal struggle of, do I want to be a normal kid? Do I want to be this creature? Why did my mom withhold this from me for so long? And that's the crux of the film. So this isn't anything that we haven't seen before. You have this coming of age, coming to terms with your identity. Ruby is clearly not a human being. She is a kraken, but she feels like she fits in with the world. She enjoys spending time with her friends. She loves reading. She's incredibly intellectual, and she learns about this whole other life that she could have. And there's things about it that she loves. She finds out that she has powers, that she can do all of these different things. And so it becomes this push and pull inside of her, and most of it is this relationship with her and her mother, because her mother was this powerful entity who gave it all up because of this clash that the Kraken had with mermaids. And then there's this misconception about how Kraken are perceived. People think that they're these evil, horrible monsters, but they are actually protectors of the ocean. So you have a lot of themes that run through this movie that we've seen in movies before. The idea of identity or familial relationship between parent and child. And those things, for the most part, they're fine. They're serviceable. None of the dialogue is really anything all that special. The humor in this movie is really rough. They go for it quite a bit, and it doesn't always land. There was one joke in particular that the mother, being a realtor, as a house was being destroyed throughout the line, you can't destroy that house, it's in escrow, which I'm just like, I bet the kids absolutely ate that up. They're like, that's the one line we're going to throw in there for the parents that are taking their kids to see this movie. But yeah, I don't know. I thought there were moments with the animation in this movie that it was really interesting to look at. And most of the characters are relatively flat, especially the human characters. There's nothing really all that special to them. Like, even the main characters are kind of flat. But there were some moments, especially with the underwater kingdom, that I thought looked pretty nice. But for the most part, it was bland. It just felt like something really cheap that couldn't live up to like a Disney Pixar standard. Not saying much, because not a lot of their recent stuff at Pixar hasn't really blown me away by any means. And most of this story, there's a lot of it that feels like rehashed beats of The Little Mermaid, where instead of like, you know, it being a mermaid as the lead, it's a kraken. There's like a role reversal. The villain reveal in this feels like something we've seen a million times. I guessed it as soon as the character was introduced. And really, you could pretty much, if you've seen any kids movie in your lifetime, predict this beat for beat. And that was the issue that I had with it, is it was just lazy screenwriting. It could have been something really interesting. They could have dived into the lore of this character more and this world and really fleshed out something very interesting and new. And instead, it's just a formulaic, by the numbers, beat by beat movie that just didn't leave much for me at all to hold on to. I left the theater and was like, this will be out of my head in the next day or so. It's nothing really all that interesting. And if you're in the mood to watch an animated movie, there's 1,000 classic animated films that are way better than this. Disney's Elemental that was released this year is way better than this. There's a lot of options that I would watch before this, and I know this has been a flop in the box office, and it makes sense because it really is not very good. So have you seen Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was bland and boring. I feel like it had a lot of potential. There was some really cool ideas thrown around in this, but it just really doesn't do all that much. As always, if you like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.